I need more content on my YouTube channel. So I thought, oh, why don't I do a video about comic books? And guess what next week is? The release of Man of Steel, the new Superman film. So I thought, oh, why don't I just talk about my favorite Superman comics? And I have two specific stories to talk to you guys about today. Two very interesting stories from other universes. So, let's start with this one. Superman Red Sun. It's an Elseworld story, which means that it exists in a universe outside of the DC mainstream universe, okay? And basically in this story, Superman's rocket lands in the Ukraine and he ends up being raised by Joseph Stalin, okay? And then Superman ends up inheriting leadership of the Soviet Union. It's a crazy story by Mark Millar. And the thing is, if it was written by any other writer, it could have been a horrible mess. But Mark Millar likes to write these things with many shades of gray. Not 50 shades, but many shades. Okay? This is the comic that really made me say, hey, I want to read a whole lot more Superman comics now. And I want to read a whole lot more comics in general. And, you know, I really love this story. It's very interesting seeing Superman in such a different light, but still being very much the same person. So, also if you guys like some of the other DC superheroes, there's got some guest appearances in this one. So, seeing how they would react to Superman. I'm not gonna put out any names. Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, but you know what I mean. And you get to see Lex Luthor and Lois and some other villains and how they'd react to Superman being the leader of the Soviet Union. So that's my first pick, and it's probably my second favorite Superman story ever. My first is coming up. Whoa! Kingdom Come by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Mark Waid did the writing, Alex Ross did the beautiful artwork. Before I get started talking about the story, the art is amazing. Every panel in this comic is a separate painting. So, Alex Ross is a genius. I love him. One of my favorite comic book artists. Hands down, up there with Jack Kirby. Yeah, I said it. And Jim Lee. Okay. So, this story is more of a Justice League story than Superman Red Sun was. But it's still very much centered on Superman's character. He's definitely the central character. It sort of revolves around him. And it's really interesting. Just like Red Sun, it's very... it gets kind of political. It asks a lot of philosophical questions about... Red Sun was more like, you know, at what price should we have freedom? You know, how free should we be? You know, things like that. Whereas Kingdom Come's more about, you know, if these superpowered beings were around, you know, I mean, should they be around? I mean, they could be pretty problematic. So, I really enjoyed this one. Probably my favorite Superman story ever. Probably my favorite comic ever. What? Yeah. And, so, Man of Steel comes out next week. And, I like what I've been seeing from the marketing, trailers, and commercials. We'll see how it is, but will it be as good as these comics? I don't know!